So my next guest is Anthony Ambrose from Data.io. Nice to see you, Anthony. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much, Trevor. It's great to be here.
Okay. So bring me up to date and tell me what's new at Data.io.
Well, what's new is we're featuring the need for speed.
Okay.
Here in Southern California, it's a theme that resonates for all you Top Gun fans. And of course, I'm talking about our Verify Boost technology that we put on our Luminex programmers.
Okay.
You know, people complain about inflation and price increases on materials, and it certainly affected everyone. But wouldn't it be nice to get a software upgrade that actually gives you a 40% performance boost?
Wow.
So it cuts your total cost of programming by that amount, and we're very excited about it. It supports our latest efforts in automotive programming and also high-end industrial that are using the latest UFS technology.
Great, great. So that's a 40% increase in throughput. That's fantastic. So are you finding that the general market for programming of devices is still increasing?
Yes, we talked about, we'll do our public announcement and earnings and such, so I won't talk too much about that. But I will say when we announced our Q3 results, we said we thought Q4 would be very good, and we delivered on what we said we were going to do in Q4,
right? Which
is nice. We saw good demand across all aspects of the business, automotive, industrial, and we announced our, as I mentioned, Verify Boost technology. We also announced our Connects product, a significant upgrade to that. And this allows us to bring programming much more in line with the rest of the SMT line in terms of communication capability back and forth to MES and shop floor control systems.
Okay.
So whether it's launching jobs or pulling out a much richer data set of indicators from the programming system, which are very useful for traceability and other things that manufacturers may want to do with that information.
Right.
We've seen very good interest in that as well.
Good.
System demand was very good. We're seeing manufacturers across the world. Good year in China, good year in Mexico, good second half in Europe. First half was a little slow last year with the currency and all the political instability with Ukraine and Russia.
Right.
But all in all, we're very happy with the way we finished the year.
Good.
And we've got some exciting things, again, showing here at the show. In addition to that, our Centric security provisioning solutions are gaining momentum. We had our best quarter for pay-per-use activity there. And so we're looking forward to 2023.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the porridge won't be too hot or too cold. It'll be just right. The interest rates won't go up too fast.
Right.
The geopolitical winds will be friendly.
Yeah.
And, we'll go keep some happy customers getting their systems.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think, although there's been a little bit of a correction in some of the consumer products, on the overall landscape, I think, frankly, electronics is in a pretty healthy state.
Yes, I think you're right, especially where we're focused, which is automotive and industrial.
Yeah.
Again, even better performance hopefully this year on shortages abating. The semis being able to supply what our customers want means they'll be able to utilize their Data.io equipment even more efficiently and hopefully add some capacity.
Yeah, that's all started to work its way through the system now. So, so that's great. So then, what's next then for you?
What's next is we're doing quite a bit more international travel. I'm personally.
Okay.
So, finishing up health declarations and things like that for my trips to Asia. I'll be in Germany also in the first quarter, so I'll be busy there. But we're trying to get out and again, get back in front of customers face-to-face.
Yeah, that's important.
To explain some of the new innovations. And the reception's been excellent so far. It's been a very productive week here so far, just in the first couple of days.
Right.
A lot of customers from the U.S., Latin America, and even from Asia have been here.
Yes.
And so that's been very helpful for us as well.
Yes. I think Asia has benefited quite a bit as well from some of the companies that have been coming out of China. They've been relocating in Asia, some of them, and then others have been coming over here, to Mexico.
You're right, and we've heard that called China Plus One, right?
Right.
People ask me, well, what's going on? I said, well, people are not going to leave China. The supply chains are too good. They're too well entrenched.
Right.
But what people say is, I probably need another location. And some people say maybe it's Vietnam or Thailand, others are Malaysia. A lot of companies are saying Mexico.
Yes.
Or the U.S., depending on exactly what they're building. And for us, that's been a very positive development because if you want to take your programming job from China to Malaysia or Thailand or Mexico or the U.S. or Morocco or Algeria, I mean, we can do that for you.
Right.
And we're the only really global company that can say that. So we've seen customers that have started in Asia and migrating to the U.S. We've seen customers that are in the U.S. that want to add additional capability in India, for example. And they know the data I/O system they buy here is the same one they can buy there, run the same jobs, and it makes their whole structure a lot more effective and efficient.
Right. That's great. No, well, it's great to see how things are continuing to work positively for you. Any big product developments in the works for later in the year?
Well, as I said, we just announced the Verify Boost, which is a huge performance gain for UFS. We announced the upgrade to Connects. I think we'll let the market digest those for a quarter or so at least, and then we'll probably have something equally exciting in security, in programming and handling, and all the vectors of performance that we try and keep up with.
Right.
But I think the big thing going forward is, we did a major platform revolution here a few years back. We've sold over 440 of the new systems. And getting those established and seeing those continue to roll out at a very high rate has been good for us. Upgrading the programming technology. So when we add the R&D capability, Trevor, we try and take a platform approach.
Right.
So the latest technology that we're showing on the floor today can be upgraded to the very first PSV system we sold 9 years ago.
Really? Well, that's great.
And so when a customer buys a data I/O platform, they're buying something that will do the job today, and they know that now it's almost a decade later, they have something that can be upgraded and be as fresh and new as the machine that we just build on the line today.
Right. That's excellent. That really is. So, are you seeing an increased demand for last-minute programming before the devices go onto the pick-and-place system?
Programming can be done in a number of different locations, as you know. The semis can do programming. You can do it pre-programming with the data I/O equipment where you have access to the component. You can do it on the panel, end of line or in system. Now you can do it over the air. You wouldn't do your manufacturing programming over the air, but you can do updates and things like that. What we find is customers want to go to where it's generally going to be the lowest cost for them. However they define cost. And we had a number of wins this year where we had over 15 customers move from end of line to pre-programming with data I/O.
Right.
And the customers that gave us the reason were simplicity, ease of use, and they could replicate the process in Factory 1, Factory 2, Factory 3 very easily.
Right.
It's a very straightforward process. Once you qualify the job, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. I mean, it's so simple, even a CEO could do it.
Okay.
And that makes a big difference, because if you look at where people are adding factories now, right, it's very hard to find people with PhDs to run equipment.
Very difficult.
And, they might have been coming from the fast food industry or agriculture or some other place, especially if you're building a new factory in a place that didn't have a factory before.
Right.
And so having an operator with some basic training being able to operate the equipment is very, very much a key advantage for us.
Yeah. Well, Anthony, it's great to see that things are continuing to go well for you. And I'm sure it's going to continue as the industry expands and as the automotive industry expands. There's all this new EV business coming on board. But I want to thank you for coming in and telling us about it today.
Thank you very much, Trevor. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Why do something 3 times when you can do it only once? Using N1 Pass technology, BTU's new Profile Tracer is a next-generation thermal profiling tool, providing real-time data acquisition for oven optimization. It identifies inconsistencies due to temperature variables at both the product level and the heat source. Profile Tracer measures dual temperature locations as well as vibration, all in one pass, giving you time to attend the more important things in life.